What's going on, everybody? Just Jared coming at you with the first video here on the YouTube channel where I'm going to be giving you guys 3 tips that I think you can use to make more beats in your day. The first tip that I have for you is to plan out your day using something like a notebook planner as seen here, or just even to write on a post-it the top 3 things that you want to do in the next day, one of those things usually being to make beats. The next thing is to set a block of time that you actually want to make those beats in, per se after dinner on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays or something. Once you finish washing those dishes, you know that you're going to sit down in your beat making chair in front of Ableton or FL or Machine or whatever, and you're going to start just sitting and making beats. And you tell all of your friends on those 3 days or whatever days you choose, don't bother me on those days. Any other time, feel free to hit me up. But on these days, on these times from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, once I'm done doing the dishes, I'm going to be making beats. So don't bother me. The second tip that I have for everybody is to prep your beat making session. So this is similar to the idea of leaving your shoes by the door if you want to go for a run or something of that nature. But the only difference with beat making is that we're trying to get our sessions ready. So for example, me being a sample-based beat maker, I like to get my samples ready beforehand. So for example, on Saturday and Sundays, I listen to a lot of records and will listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube and just download and record a whole bunch of files so that I know on that Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine, I know what samples I'm going to be able to choose from. And I don't have to go and reach for samples or start listening to stuff to try to find them. So prep your session. So whether that be you making your own samples for the next time that you sit down and or making drum loops, etc., just have some sort of prep so that when you sit down, you know this is what I'm going to be working on, and maybe even say this is the exact genre that I want to make, or this is the exact style that I'm trying to replicate. The third tip that I have for everybody is to not be scared of using loops. A lot of people try to put down loop makers, but in my opinion, loops are part of the process, and again, it makes it quicker and makes the flow state come very easily because you're able to drag and drop things and get to the groove that you want a lot quicker. While there is times when making your own sounds and making your own samples is necessary, I believe that using other people's musical skill to make your track better is just part of the process. So for me, I can't play guitar and I can't play keys, but I can play drums. So maybe I go work with a key player and I work with a guitar player and we all combine to make a great track, as opposed to me trying to play good drums and then put down not so great keys and a not so great guitar line. And instead of having something that's kind of half-assed, I'm going to go and reach to somebody who's really good at playing guitar and reach to somebody who's already known for playing keys and grab samples from those people and use those in culmination with my track to make a better production. And again, by using these loops in your tracks, you'll just get into a quicker workflow and better routine in order to actually get the tracks done and get what you want done. Because again, you might not be a key player or guitar player, you might just be a drummer or programming things in. So by pulling in guitar loop or pulling in those key loops, it'll make your process a lot easier and actually get you to finish tracks that sound good and sound like something that you would actually want to put out. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is a little bonus that was provided by Curtis King, who's a YouTuber as well as has a great podcast, which I'll definitely link down below. And he's a huge inspiration for not only me, but I'm sure a lot of the community. And the thing that Curtis King does is has this 10-minute beat challenge, which is to say you have to finish your beat in 10 minutes. It puts a time limit on you and forces you to start making decisions that you might not have made so quickly before. It might force you to just pick a pattern and use it, or pick a sample and chop it a certain way and just roll with it. And then by doing this, you're getting yourself ready for the flow state of just processing ideas and letting them come out of you. But again, by having a specific time limit to making your beats, it will allow you to get a lot more beats done over the course of not only just a day, but over the course of weeks and months. You'll start seeing yourself pump out a lot more tracks and have more material to put out to the world. So to wrap everything up, 3 tips that I think that you guys can all use to make more beats are to plan ahead, set a block of time that is dedicated to making beats, prep that time period by either making yourself samples and or pulling from other sources the samples that you're already going to be using. And then the third thing, don't worry about using other people's loops and or just pulling other material. Loops are part of the process, and if it helps you get into the flow state and gives you a good beat by the end of it, that's all that really matters. As long as you're happy and having a good time, you can't complain when you're making beats. So with that being said, like, subscribe, and do all those things that everyone tells you to do that's good for the algorithm. And peace.